Selling your LLC is entirely possible, whether you want to transfer full ownership or just a portion of it. But the process involves several important legal and financial considerations that require careful planning. When selling an LLC, you need to find a buyer and agree on a valuation. This often requires professional assistance from business brokers or valuation experts who can help determine your company's worth. Buyers might want to purchase the entire LLC or just specific assets, and each approach carries different implications. The transfer of LLC ownership happens for various reasons. A member might want to exit the business, or ownership changes might be triggered by life events like death, disability, or divorce. Sometimes members collectively decide to sell the entire operation. The specific procedure depends on whether you're transferring the whole LLC or just partial ownership rights. In an LLC, members are the owners, each holding a percentage of the company. This ownership percentage typically depends on their capital contribution or the terms specified in the operating agreement. This agreement serves as a legally binding document that outlines procedures for ownership transfers through buy-sell provisions. Before putting your LLC on the market, proper preparation is essential. Start by organizing accurate financial records, including profit and loss statements, balance sheets, and at least 3 years of tax returns. Review all legal documents to ensure your LLC is in good standing with the state. Update any operating agreements, licenses, and permits as needed. Hiring a valuation expert helps determine a realistic market value that can withstand buyer scrutiny. It's also advisable to minimize existing debts, as buyers are more attracted to businesses with clean financial records. Confirm that your operating agreement allows for ownership transfer and update it if necessary. Finding the right buyer requires strategic marketing. Business brokers can help list, market, and negotiate deals on your behalf. Online marketplaces like BizBuySell provide platforms to advertise your LLC to interested parties. Your professional network might also include potential buyers such as industry contacts, vendors, or competitors. When marketing your business, maintain confidentiality by vetting buyer inquiries and using non-disclosure agreements to protect sensitive information. Clear, appealing marketing materials like executive summaries or business prospectuses can attract serious buyers. Once a potential buyer shows interest, the due diligence process begins. Be prepared to provide business contracts, employee details, payroll information, intellectual property records, and business tax filings. Simultaneously, evaluate the buyer's financial qualifications and intentions to ensure they can complete the purchase. The legal and tax implications of selling your LLC are significant considerations. You must decide between an asset sale, which involves selling individual components like inventory and equipment, or a membership interest sale that transfers ownership of the entire LLC entity. Each approach triggers different tax consequences. Asset sales might result in capital gains taxes, while membership interest sales could impact self-employment taxes. A certified public accountant can guide you toward the most tax-efficient route. The purchase agreement should clearly address successor liability if the buyer is taking over existing obligations. Many LLCs have a dedicated buy-sell agreement that contains provisions specifically for transferring membership rights. This agreement helps establish business valuation, determining how much should be paid when purchasing a portion of the LLC. It might also specify restrictions on who can become a member and whether existing members must sell their interest rights to other current members. Without an operating agreement or buy-sell agreement, state statutes govern the transfer process. These laws might not provide the optimal outcome for your LLC. Some states even require dissolution of the LLC if a member sells their rights. Consulting with an attorney can help prevent involuntary dissolution during the transfer process. To finalize the LLC sale, start by drafting a comprehensive purchase agreement outlining the terms, including price, payment structure, and what's being sold. Update state filings as required, as some states need amended documentation to reflect ownership changes. Notify relevant stakeholders, including clients, suppliers, and regulatory agencies. Certain licenses and permits may need reassignment or reissuance under the new owner's name. The closing process includes payment transfers, signing final documents, and officially transferring the business. Having a lawyer review all sale documents ensures your interests remain protected and that everything complies with state laws. If your LLC lacks proper agreements, state law takes precedence in governing ownership transfers. This might include requiring unanimous member consent, mandating dissolution and reformation of the LLC, or imposing default valuation procedures. These laws can be rigid and potentially unfavorable, making it advisable to have proper agreements in place early in your business life cycle. Business owners sell their LLCs for various reasons, including retirement, career changes, business underperformance, relocation, partner disputes, or simply wanting to cash out after growing the business. Regardless of motivation, advanced preparation ensures a smoother and more profitable transition. Even single-member LLCs can be sold, often with a simpler process since there are no co-owners to consider. You'll still need to determine whether to sell the business entity or just its assets, create a purchase agreement, transfer necessary licenses, inform tax authorities of the ownership change, and file appropriate paperwork with the state. Selling an LLC requires careful planning, proper documentation, and often professional guidance. With the right preparation and understanding of the legal and financial implications, you can successfully transfer ownership while protecting your interests and ensuring compliance with all relevant regulations.